Welcome back, Elden Ring fans, to another video. Elden Ring is full of such fun and engaging content for everybody to enjoy. Be it that you prefer to absorb yourself in its lore, its player versus enemy, or its player versus player rich and engaging gameplay. But even a great game like Elden Ring has its own downfalls. So when it comes to Elden Ring, it's missing quite a few things that the past Souls series have had. One of those things being covenants. It's a big deal when it comes down to the old Souls players that covenants be involved in not only just the PvP aspect of the game, but the PvE aspect of the game. For those of you not familiar with how covenants work in FromSoft titles, allow me to explain. So, when it comes to covenants, normally they're groups that you join in order to gain a reward. Now, this can be rank-based, or it can simply just give you the reward right out. Now, when it comes down to actually working for this reward, you normally have to gain a covenant item. These covenant items are basically turned in like tokens to gain that covenant item reward. Now, how do you get that item? Most of the time, when it came to the past Souls series, you're helping somebody defeat their boss or a red, or vice versa, you're helping kill a host, which would also increase the player count and multiplayer of the game, giving you a lot more diversity when it comes down to everything that you'll ever encounter in the game. Now, you don't have to do PvP or PvE, you can do either or. Now, a Covenant's reward was a spectacular reward sometimes, but a pretty good reward that you would get for actually completing their quote-unquote quest or their rank system. So the rank system is the most common one. What you would do is you would gain a Covenant item and turn that Covenant item into the Covenant to gain a reward. Each rank had a different reward. Now, it can go from getting a new type of arrow to getting a new type of armor, a new type of weapon, to a new type of hello sign. It could be anything out of the ordinary. And what they were incentives to play multiplayer. It wasn't just PvE or PvP. They both benefited. So, what could Elden Ring do with covenants? With these covenants, there would be more incentive for multiplayer all across the board. You would see higher player counts in the game, more invasions, more people enjoying your game and having a lot more fun with basically everything. You'd have a reward system. You would have things that people are looking forward to. You'd have a lot of more holdover for people who are waiting on this damn DLC that FromSoft should have probably announced right around now and not almost a year ago. So we can have more time to wait on things and more patience. You know, we have games that need to be focused. We have the Armored Core update that just happened for the firearms and everything else. You know, we have a lot more stuff that FromSoft could do with this game that they did in the past titles that people want. Covenants are one of those things. I would love to see Covenants come back. I would love to see them come back for multiple reasons. Imagine you could get different color palettes for your armor because you fought for the Moonlight Covenant. You fought for Renala's Covenant and you get this really cool sky blue armor or this deep dark moon blue armor from Ronnie's. Or for Radon, you get a purplish armor or something crazy, a big red main armor cap on any type of helm. Stuff that's probably never going to happen, but this is stuff that FromSoft could definitely take a page out of that book. There's plenty of things that you can see that FromSoft can add when these comes to these covenants. First off, we have good covenants in the game already, but there's so many more they could add that they haven't. They have recusants and bloody fingers when it comes to reds. That is 2 out of multiple different invasion types you could have. Every covenant could have an invasion type. Every covenant did in the past games. There were Sunlight Boys and there were Sunlight Boys who were reds. And either or, one was trying to kill the host and the other one was trying to save the host. You have different scenarios that apply in multiplayer when it comes to PvP. Because PvP is really bad with its scenarios. More than likely, when you invade as a red, you're pretty much shit out of luck because the person is knowing you're coming in. That's kind of their goal. And they can gank the fuck out of you because there are blues. So you have 2 yellows and one of your yellows dies. Here comes this Covenant blue who gets to fucking save the day because he gets summoned in immediately as there's an opening. So you have a Covenant who's completely unbalanced, a host that gets to gank the red, and the red is just left there pissed and doesn't want to play your shitty game, Miyazaki. So here's how we fix this. You can add a purple. What is a purple phantom? Okay, well, a purple phantom, the way this would work is he's technically a mad spirit, just like in DS3. But instead of just being able to invade whenever the hell he wants, when you have your white cipher ring on as a host, this purple phantom can come in your world alongside of a blue or as a blue in his spot. And what he can do is he can choose to help the host or he can choose to help the red. And this would even out the playing field when it comes down to the reds being ganked. This would make scenarios happen that normally don't happen in the game. This could change the entire arena when it comes down to PvP during the normal game multiplayer. This would give incentive for people to play. And you have a reward system? By God, your game just got 10% better. And it's already pretty damn good. So you have an incentive, you have cool scenarios, you have different reward systems. It's all good things that can hold people over for the DLC. Now, covenants are not the only thing that I think FromSoft should add to the game to actually make it a better game. Now, one of the biggest things and one of the biggest gripes that people around multiplayer actually have with Elden Ring is the player count. The player count in Elden Ring currently right now is 4 player. You can only have 1 host, 2 phantoms, and a red. Now, that is a super small amount for how big Elden Ring actually is. And the world is just not full enough to not have that many people. So why is Elden Ring only up to 4? Especially when there are mods out there that have added more player counts to the game so that you can do seamless co-op with up to like 20 people. It's kind of crazy that some weirdo or neckbeard in his basement or super fan can just make a mod like that, but FromSoftware, the official creators of the game, can't do it. And I don't know if that has to do with Bandai Namco. I don't know if that has to do with FromSoft. I don't know who that has to go to, but whoever is on that list of the people that need to be addressed to for that, they need to step up their game, because this is the biggest game FromSoft has ever had. This needs to be their cornucopia. This needs to be taken care of. This game is important. If this game didn't exist, FromSoft really wouldn't be on the table as a AAA developer now. You know, this is their big shining moment to really reel in people and fans and keep them. The problem is that we're having such low morale because of this DLC being announced almost a year ago and hearing nothing about it right now. And then we're also having things like the gameplay here you're about to see in the end of this video, where the game is just completely broken. There hasn't been an update since 1.10, which was literally almost 150 days ago. It's getting a little old waiting for FromSoft. And I know everybody says let them cook, but you know, when the food's burnt, I'm not going to eat it. So I really didn't want to end this video on a light note. So when it comes down to Elden Ring, let's hope that they can hear this and they hear from the fans, and the DLC gets a bit more love than the base game received with its updates. And I would love to see something along the lines of covenants. You know, they can still do it when it comes down to updates because they did the Colosseums. But I'll leave you guys out on this. Peace out, everybody. See you in the next video.